last year and in the access match against Montpellier, which was in this ground last season. And Provence, let me tell you, certainly haven't forgotten what happened before all of that. In this very fixture, 1 year ago tomorrow, safely gathered by Pierce Phillips. First touch for the, well, I mean, watchers in the UK will remember him from a stint at Edinburgh and Worcester Warriors before that. Eric Escond, we'll definitely be talking about him in a moment, Joe. Managerial 9 has been given the gig tonight. His opponent, Arthur Koval, set Tamana Harrison going, but it's Wilfred Hello back in the side, who managed to gather. Been knocked on, but advantage to Provence. And it is their skipper, Colville. George North almost counterworked again, as Joe said. A phenomenon that he's actually on the pitch at all, given the injury last week. Fantastic to see. Colville goes high. Fullback, that's Julien Farnou. Fourth season at the club, so he's experienced both of the finals in the previous 2 years. You can hear the noise in the Stade des Alpes. There's a scrap going on at the other end of the field. The ball's going to land on top of them in a minute. Not sure what sparked it, but the crowd, I think they were watching that more than the game. We'll see what went on with that in a moment.
Man, this has been over a minute and a half, guys. Minute and a half of play already.
Paul Malez at the back of that maul. He had an absolutely sensational game for Aix-en-Provence, the Toulouse prop on loan. He'll be going back to Toulouse next year. Might be seeing him in the Champions Cup in the top 14. Will his teammates get to the top 14? That's their challenge. As Escond thinks about the blind side, comes open. And someone we haven't mentioned yet, Sam Davis. What a time he's been having in the Alps. And his opposite number tonight is Jimmy Gopperth. Still got to turn the pace. And now it's the fullbacks that are trading skills and kicks. Farnou to the left foot of Sam Davis, though. Didn't quite connect with that one.
Wow.
It's taken by Grenoble. It's on halfway. Escond goes blind. Romain Fouzière. The physicality of these early exchanges of Tamana Harrison and Andres Zafra. The man that Joe mentioned was talking up the revenge mission that Provence are on. Spilled slightly, but came back to Sam Davis. Soulon kicks and chases. Tackles Escond, who manages to get it away to Davis. Wilfred Holieu. He's off to Racing 92 next season, the academy product. He's been here 4 years. He'll want to be playing against his old team in the top 14. That's the mission they're on.
To get his team in the right parts of the pitch.
Tops off in the Alps. Exactly like it was in Colomiers. Packs of young lads, tops off. Seems to be one of the features of Pro D2. As Colville, the skipper, snaps. Advantage to Grenoble.
But I'm not 100% sure I was watching the play.
Takes his place in the lineup. And he's lifting his teammate. They shake for the maul, but it pops out. Escond to Holieu. Midfield. And with front football. Richard Hardwick on the charge. Namibian international. I think he got one cap for Australia as well. He's back into the attacking line, though, in support. Clearing that ball for Escond. To feed Pierce Phillips. First foray into the 22. Going direct. Oh. Roman Triou looked for the offload for a moment there. Thought better of it. And it's the other winger. They've got gas on their wings of Grenoble. Mouton. The horns in the crowd are starting to get loud now. Provence have got a defensive job to do here. Esconde. The ball is fast. Shots on. Zafra again with the hit. Hardwick again with the carry. They're 8 metres out. And inching closer. Massive shot again. Was that Zafra again? He is taking names at the minute. Hardwick thought that one might have been high, but Malaise so good over the ball. But illegally so on this one.
Both teams are quite happy with that. I'd say probably more Grenoble. They're a team, all-court team, like to keep the ball on the pitch.
He's come on now as Provence gets back underway. Into the 22, Holieu gathers. Yeah, that word to describe Esconde after the selection was named and the choice between Barnaby Quillu or Esconde. Esconde was described as managerial, and I think, well, there you go, decision to use Davis's. This is knockout rugby and Pro D2, all on the line for these teams. Piazzoli, straight to his skipper Colville, to Gopeth. The league's top try scorer, Adrien Lepeg. As it comes back the other way, the forward pods are set. Tamana Harrison at the head of the next one. And he's head down. Round the corner again. Bourdieu to George North. You can see the strap in on his left leg. So good that he's on the field for this one. Malaise feigns the dummy. Quite a simple shape from Provence at the moment. Low risk, but what can they do with the ball on the edge? Oh, shot. Romain Fouzière. This time it comes out the back. Grenoble seem to have this one covered. Moment of magic, perhaps. Charlie Gambi. When you've got Joe Worsley alongside you and there's a big tackle to be talked about, I just shut my trap. That's Joe's forte. And it is that man, Thibaut Martel, onto the field as the replacement. On the charge from that line-out. The line-outs have been a bit untidy so far, and it's opened up an opportunity for Grenoble to get to within 6 metres.
That is high-quality play, but they've let Provence get away with an easy exit. They'll be disappointed about that.
Territory is king in games like this, and you can see that pattern already. Breathless. Pifoletti this time finds his man, Gambini at the front. Juggled, Piazzoli. Colville trying for some territory, the chase all important. Bourdieu can't get to his man, Farnou is caught on his own 10-metre line. Zafra has put so many tackles in already for Provence, and I think his tackle has led to an opportunity for a turnover, which they've taken. There's a Provence player down, getting some treatment in his own half. They continue with the ball. Gopeth. And we're seeing Provence fall into this one-out pod shape at the minute, waiting for a moment to bust the game open. George North, a man who can attract some defenders. He takes two to stop him, but the counter-attack from Holieu is excellent. And Grenoble have turned it over. The crowd appreciated that one. Sam Davis with options. And finds grass with his kick. I love the chess game of this. Tamara Harrison cutting a Viking-like figure at the minute. Provence not even competing for that maul. Zafra instead, completely entitled to go right round the back. He's got his hands on the ball. Was it a maul? Was referee indicating he went round the side
Yeah,
there?
so he held up 4 fingers, so he's blaming number 4. He said it's already a maul. He can't go around, he's offside. So guys, if an opposition like Grenoble there win the line out, they come down, no one touches them at any point, it's not a maul. So there's no right.
A lot of tactical kicking, but a good platform here. Not clean, but good enough. Another big shot. Tamana Harrison, you saw the colour of his face. He's been putting it about in these early stages. And a great steal. Means Inga Finau. Haven't talked about him yet. So influential for this team, but not a great kick. See what? Yeah. Grenoble have an opportunity now. 5 metres out, and the maul is on. Piazzoli trying to get his head in there. 12 in this fixture. He's added another 3 points.
Getting a bit of decent attacking play in, but the big difference for me at the moment is the kicking game, and we've seen another massive error.
And Holio, but I've mentioned the Provence tight head. Malaise, Johannes Jonker. Fans of Bath may remember him from the last couple of seasons.
That's going to be interesting to see how that scrum develops. Anyway, up and under.
Calm under pressure from Sam Davis. Turned what could have been a bit of a nightmare into a half break. 5 caps for Wales, Sam Davis. He has been superb. They love him here at the Stade des Alpes.
They kick the ball into the 22, then it's easy for Sam Davis to mark it, and behind the Grenoble team from clearing out.
Grenoble to the front. Heads down, grunt work. Zafra again managed to get around the outside, make that untidy, but the ball comes back. Another 22 entry for Grenoble. Top of the table in the league season because they had that lovely balance of power up front and pace on the outside.
Chez vous, très bien. Vous avez le ballon, il n'y a que des bleus au sol.
Slow ball this one. Opportunity. Malaise and Zafra in the midst of it. Richard Hardwick juggles the ball. Sam Davis is sat back. There is Davis. The other half-back. So Holio steps in. There's the skipper, Antonin Bourieux. Another player in this Grenoble team who was in the academy.
Part of it just burning your ass off to get out.
Well, we've seen some mistakes from... Soulon goes deep with the drop kick. Here is Richard Hardwick then. Big carry. Was it Ewing Trailfinders last season, first season here? And he might have earned his team another penalty with that carry.
Non, il a le bras aussi connecté, il reste connecté, il fait exprès de le garder.
Grenoble falling into some shape. They've got men on the outside. If they can get the ball through the hands uncleanly, it gets to Triou, who lifts it inside. Martel, rampaging. Again, there's space out wide. Provence are being sucked in narrow. They come back to the right.
C'est bon, vous sortez.
Ball on a plate at the minute for Grenoble. Provence not able to stop the speed of the ball, and that is sucking defenders in. You can see outside if they can go deep. Holio didn't quite catch the ball cleanly, but the opportunity is going to arrive. Triou inside to Mouton, steps within a metre, he's over the line, scores! And Sam Davis, much trickier kick. He nails this one.
Light switch back on the inside, and the player runs into that space left by George North, separating from the defender inside him.
Well, the cost not only on the scoreboard for Provence, 7 points down, but Piazzoli's had to go off with a nasty cut above his eye. So Yalagonya, player Joe coached with Georgia, You've said how good he is. They need something. And he's straight into the fray with a carry. Colville trying to get his team going. Again, you look around and it just looks like Grenoble have got more men on the field. Their defensive line is stacked and just winning that territorial battle at the minute. What can Jimmy Gopperth do? Half break and offload to Bourgeois. Caught by Escond. Grenoble not even competing at the breakdown. They're picking their moments. Malaise picking the ball off the deck, going again. Time again on the ball for Sam Davis. Farnou has been dangerous from the back. I'm just looking at Sam Davis slightly limping. One to watch, well, certainly it's Escond that's kicking this one. Well taken by Bourgeois. Zafra through the middle, he had the opportunity to offload on it. Forgive me, Federico Wegrasin comments. I'll have a little look at those when there is a break. If you've got a question for Joe Worsley, Grenoble just hammer.
Hitting too far through the ball, which is a free kick, so we need to get our scrum expert on next time. Oh my God, they let it fall in the hands of Halil.
The 50-50s all falling Grenoble's way at the minute. 13 points to the good. Winning the territorial battle. Just about winning the gain line as well. What can the skipper do, Colville? He can find Sam Davis. He looks to be moving okay. And he's running all right as well, chasing that kick.
Anyway, we'll carry on with the rugby for now.
Escond, straight to Triou. Provence one in the knock-on. On it goes. They get it to the try scorer, Mouton. Saragale, the hooker's been busy so far in this game. Forward pass.
Feeling that. Like I say, they are out for revenge. At the moment, I don't think they're going to get it unless they start to.
Well, a nudge on in the scrum might help. George North. Over the gain line, good yards made, and ball is quick. Something they've lacked is Yalagonya round the corner, tries to keep that momentum going. They come the same way again, Gopperth steps. And Yalagonya, he did this last week, came on and was absolutely everywhere. Pifoletti follows up. Gambini thought about picking it up, left it for his skipper. It comes to the right. Tamana Harrison's out there, but...
Oh, he'll be so disappointed with that. Oh, they let them play and they're gone quickly.
Well, the errors are compounding. Like you say, it's one thing throwing it into touch, but it's another not... Just the look on some of the guys' faces on the field. They are in the pain cave. As Sam Davis, he's done this a few times. And he's nailed it tonight as well.
Yeah, smashes a left foot drop, so the wrong side, incredible.
Absolute peach from Sam Davis. Yeah, similar distance for the drop goal you mentioned from Thomas Foot.
Good job.
Davis Amanu is doing a good job. Again, kicks, and again, Provence let the ball drop. Gambini having to tidy up 7 metres out from his own line. Just inviting pressure.
No.
Piazzoli back on the field now. He's been stitched up. The headband is kind of spoiling the look of his Barnet. But on we go. The winger is at the front of that line out. What have Grenoble got planned here? Oh, I don't think the bounce pass was off the training paddock, but on it goes. Saragale. And around the corner to the replacement pop, that's Zach Gaultier. Piazzoli in and amongst that. Referee warns Malaise off. Lift. Through to Fouzier. He rounds the last defender and he's over.
Taking the pace off it, flipping it into the space with a player running a great line. A great finish.
Offside by holding on, but anyway, it's been adjudged. It's part of the same maul. On we go. Provence really only have themselves to blame for giving up the opportunity as Holliot puts the ball into touch.
Jouez-le. Plaquage. Jouez-le. C'est bon, j'ai vu. Jouez-le. Les deux sont à la lutte. Terminé l'avantage.
It's desperate times now.
Well, they need to start with that physical battle on the gain line. There was a shot there of Sam Davis again in the pocket. He is just pulling strings. Provence, 4 men in the backfield. Still some confusion in the chat about whether it's grey or lilac, somewhere in the middle, but whatever the colour of the jersey, looks like it's going to be the blue and red of Grenoble that will be making it to the Pro D2 final in Toulouse next weekend, live here on FR UK Rugby as well. Unless Arthur Colville and his men, Isaac Rodder there. Starting to get the ball attempt to get the ball to the outside in a way that they didn't really in the first half.
Let's see where those two players behind the scrum, Sam Davis and the 15, which side they're going to attack.
Escon goes open, gives to Sam Davis, who gets it to the 15, but all of them involved at this point. Farnou was appealing for the penalty. There is a football team in Grenoble. I'll say no more. The game moves on. Zafra. He has put his body on the line. He was the one that was talking openly about wanting revenge. Don't think he's going to get it tonight if it carries on like this, but not through a lack of effort as Grenoble
want to attack. Doing the same thing, that's the important factor. Off we go.
Oh, they seem to be on the same page with that line out. The replacements just adding a little bit of zip. Soulon, who stepped in at 10, gets the ball to Finau. We've hardly seen in this match so far. He was so influential for them throughout the season, and especially last week, as was Tamana Harrison, who was just shepherded to the deck by Grenoble. Don't compete, stay in the defensive line. They don't need to take risks at this stage. They just have to contain, and they will be in the Pro D2 final next weekend. Holliot spies an opportunity. Grenoble players.
That's a tough question.
It's like Pac-Man.
Construction materials.
Construction materials, there we go. You wouldn't have guessed that from the font, like I say. But anyway, the game moves on. Provence are back on defence. Thomas Sauveterre, the hooker, and Yalagonya, two of the replacements, making hits, trying to force something in defence. Esconde has really managed this game. Hulot has been busy stepping off his wing, looking for work. And Fusier, we've seen some silky hands. He managed to get the ball away, regretting his choice of words after the win last week now. The mistake this time comes from Grenoble. The ball is on the outside. Lepeg, seen precious little of him. It's Hereto off the bench. The midfielder trying to change something. Another player on the field is down for Provence, but the ball plays on. It's Lepeg from Grenoble.
A high quality performance from them.
Harrison on the charge. Fierce physical player. He's extended his contract. He'll be in Provence for another couple of years as well. So if it's not this year, the top 14 dream is one they're building for. The signings they're making look like they're on that course. Maybe Grenoble just ahead of them, having been in the last two finals. And if things carry on, could be going for a third. Although Provence now going direct seems to be getting some change. Charlie Gambini, this time not back. Sorry. Opposite his man, who's Sauveterre. Gambini again with the lift to Yalagonya. Strong leg drive from the Georgian, but Yalagonya from the base. His opposite number now off the field, and he takes it to within 6. What can Provence do? They need something. It's going over. Yannick, red card could become the norm. It is the brother of Baptiste at Lyon. And the Quiyu family will be wanting
I've not seen that
a
before.
face-off in the top 14. I know, that's bizarre.
Jouez-le.
It's Thomas Sals to Sam Davis. Really controlling performance from him tonight. Can he get his own ball? He gets it back on Grenoble hands. It's juggled. Sam Davis drops back in the pocket again, scouring the field, seeing what options are open. Quiyu with his first touch. Fusier. Davis to Hulot. Big shot from Bourdieu. But the option is left his wing open. Can Bourdieu get back? This could be the game now. Try time for Triou.
To be able to play, yeah, it's an advantage, that's for sure.
Well, I suppose they earned that advantage, finishing top after the regular season. Unbeaten here. 10 attacking bonus points as well in those 15 wins at home. And 35 points on the board against Provence when we thought this was going to be an epic that could go down to the wire.
Space making error, and 35 points later, we are where we are.
I think that the rugby players are wired. I mean, you were a pro.
Stay on target and just keep trying to. It's embarrassing to be that much down. You want to get stuck in and just fight. That's the attitude you've got to have.
Well, let's see how much fight there is in Provence in these last 20 minutes. Is it the last 20 minutes of their Pro D2 season? The two centres have been really influential in this one. And it is the try scorer a moment ago, Triou. Fusier, his partner just there clearing the ball and giving the instructions. It's one of the things you really think watching this Grenoble team, the rugby brains on the pitch as Quiyu makes a break. Decision makers right across the park. This time, Sam Davis feeding Fusier, who makes a great little...
Power and batting through them. They're more than that.
le sauteur, pas de problème.
Gambini getting in there to snuff out the threat of them all, putting his head in the spokes. And now Rodder. And the try scorer Yuyuk managing to push Grenoble sideways. They still have the ball. Quiyu just biding his time, letting his forwards do the work, looking around. This time he wants it. It floods to the left. They've got numbers. Triu to within 3, repelled. Triu carries, Quiyu passes. Crossfield kick, options on.
Get to 3 seconds, it'll probably pop it over.
And 3 more points. Absolute fulcrum of this team, but they've got a lot of good players, both sides of the ball. And the basics being done so well.
Enjeu.
Provence, what have they got? Pride, grit. Their town watching on,
Ballon ici.
that were out in such numbers last week. They want to see him throw a shot, if nothing else. Some of the attacking play that's entertained us all season. But Leo Drouet back into the side. And his opposite number, Julien Herito, putting in the big shot. Last year, the Stade Francais winger, you will have seen him in the Rugby World Cup for Portugal, scoring some absolute worldy tries.
Okay.
Brilliant young player.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I think a lot of teams will target a number of players to come through and join their team when they think they're going to get promoted. They can't go too crazy. They have to wait till it actually happens, or you can end up with a massive wage bill and still in Pro D2.
Grenoble can take the risk with the lift. Doesn't come off for Drouet. Opportunity to counter. Bouager, I think it might have been him that the home fans had an issue with, whatever it was. The boos everything when he caught the ball.
It's down to nothing. They won a penalty.
What have Aix-en-Provence got in their locker as we close in on the final 10 minutes of this Pro D2 semi-final. Final next Saturday, 7th of June. Live on FR UK Rugby, second semi-final. Tomorrow night. Slick hands this time from Provence. Big tackles from Grenoble. Rodder. Yuyuk, the try scorer, spills, but referee says backwards. Surely that was forwards from Grenoble, sometimes.
Yes, I think when your belly's hanging out over your shorts, maybe that's a step too far. Rumours he's going to Agen, taking over there for next season. Very Viking-looking guys in this event.
Bit of volleyball, takes it back to halfway. Bouager, yeah, he's definitely the villain of the piece. Handy footwork, though. Yuyuk manages to catch it just on this occasion. He scored a try, he's had a good carry now. Bouager puts in Charlie Gambini.
Make this crowd so angry with him.
It's 38-17. It's been dominant from Grenoble. You just have to admire the home side. They have been absolutely dominant. And with 8.5 minutes to go, look to be on their way to the playoff final, or is there a sting in the tail from Grenoble? Leo Drouet shown a glimpse of what they've been missing tonight, and he might get the ball back again, not able to gather. Colville knows not to pick that up. Sam Davis absolutely loving life in Pro D2 at Grenoble, and it looks like he's going to have another shot at the top 14. Just over 5 minutes to go. More pride can be salvaged as Quiyu bounces off the back of the scrum, as does his opposite number. And back it comes, skipper Colville. Isaac Rodder with a steal, straight into touch. They'll get another go. Well, they're in the Alps, but they're on the climb up the mountain again. Will they get to the summit? We'll find out on FI UK Rugby over the next 9 days. Tomorrow night, the second semi-final. But what can Provence do here? Soulon just smashed. Bourdieu, knock on. Isaac Rodder furious in midfield. Bourdieu goes again.
I like Bourdieu's going for it, but he should not have done that. That was brilliant. Ballsy, but hey, what's he trying there?
Atomised by Farnou. And they've got the ball back. There's all sorts going on. There's scuffles off the ball. I don't know where to look. I'm looking at the little jiu-jitsu fight going on just outside the 22.
Me too. Is Bourdieu involved in that as well?
Yeah, Joe, you keep an eye on the scuffle. I'll keep an eye on the rugby. I think the ref's going to stop this. And
Reinforcing the stereotype about nines.
You don't want to see your coach.
Unacceptable in other countries like they go along.
Grenoble have possession, can see out the clock. Piazzoli trying to take a name or two before he's done. The Provence players will be on the beach next week. Well, could be another injury there for Grenoble. That's a concern. Although they are a team that earlier in the season put a matchday squad of 23 with 7 props in it. So I think they've got a few large humans in reserve. Charlie Gambini is back there. A homegrown player they're very proud of in Provence. He'll have years ahead. He's contracted till 2020. Joe Worsley won't be on commentary. Dan Bigger will be, but Joe will be at the Stade Amédée Domenech, preparing his players to face Montauban. The heavyweights have entered the chat. Grenoble tonight, Brive tomorrow. There's another scuffle on off the ball. Isaac Rodder and Thibaut Martel getting acquainted.
I've actually not seen a physiotherapist run on the pitch and stop a fight before. It was the guy with the edgy, bold glasses that ran on and stopped a fight. Incredible.
Time on the clock, nearly up. Penalty formality now. Thomas Sals puts the ball into the field. Grenoble are kings of the mountain, and they are 1 game from the summit. In a game and after a win that was frankly tectonic. 38 points to 17. They were top of the table in the regular season, and they've shown exactly why with a dominant performance that has ended the hopes of Aix-en-Provence.